This is Rajnar Vajra at rajlessons.com. I give private lessons on guitar, bass, keyboard, and voice in Western Massachusetts. Today I'm continuing my guitar artistry series, and I want to talk a little about melodic lead playing. We need to get a few terms straight here first. Intervals. An interval is just the distance between any two notes. This interval is called the whole step, and it's moving up 2 frets. A half step is just one fret. That's a whole step up. That's a whole step down. That interval is called a major third. The reason for that is that it's the third note of the major scale, which is the reference scale for all of Western music. And that interval is called the fifth. It's 7 half steps. A fourth is 5 half steps. Now, in terms of what makes lead playing attractive, it's very subjective, and it depends on a number of factors. One is how the melody that you're playing works against the chords that it's playing against, or whatever the musical part is that it's playing against. Another factor, however, and that's not usually considered by people, is how each note works with the previous note you played. Some notes harmonize really well with other ones. For example, minor thirds, major thirds, fourths, fifths are very, very pleasing to the ear. That's just a property that we all share. And if you play nothing with those intervals, it doesn't really sound like music. So you need some notes that also bridge the distance between those. Now notice that the way the guitar is tuned really aids in the development of melodic playing, because it just so happens the guitars are tuned in fourths, all the strings if it's in standard tuning, except for the G and the B string, which is a major third. That means in order to play melodically, some of the time all you have to do is move over to the next string, stay on the same fret, or as close to the same fret as you can, and still stay in the scale. As I said, you don't want to do that all the time, but if you don't do that at all, you get this kind of effect. Just tootling up and down the scale, and it doesn't sound any better if you tootle up and down the major scale or the natural minor scale. Okay, now I'm going to do a little demo of making use of that principle, skipping from string to string, staying close to the same frets, and just give me a second to get things set up properly, and I'll be right with you. Okay, I'm set up now. I'm going to be doing kind of a rock part using what I call the ultra minor scale, and that consists of the tonic is going to be in the key of A, the second, the minor third, the fourth, the blues note, which is the flatted fifth, the fifth, the flatted sixth, the dominant seventh, and the octave note. Now you'll notice that none of those are farther than a whole step apart, which means that if I play the scale sequentially, I don't have any notes that will harmonize with each other. Even the old minor pentatonic scale, or the major pentatonic scale, has 2-step-and-a-half intervals. That's the farthest distance between two notes, so there's not a whole lot of harmony going on there either. So as I play against this kind of generic rock background I created, you're going to see how many times I move from side to side. Sometimes I'm going to skip strings. Sometimes I'm going to go to the next string following some kind of scale, but not necessarily the exact next note in the scale. So I'm going to try to go slow so you can follow what I'm doing. that's enough for now, and I hope to see you next time. I'm going to be dealing with scalar playing next time. All the interesting things you can do with really high speed, with a lot of muscle memory, and some interesting patterns. Bye for now.